Alright guys, welcome back to VALORANT News. Big drama going down today in the VALORANT world. We have G2 officially confirmed, and they confirmed some of their players as well for the new 11th team in the VCT Americas going forwards. But also, Tarik versus Wardell, some spicy stream sniping drama we're going to get into. Very much intriguing your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. Now, Scary says, Bleed official new player. Now, people were saying, oh, well, here we go. The new image for the Bleed new player. Is this Yay? Is this somebody else? I think that it might just be former player Juicy, but because it kind of looks like his hair possibly, but I'm not exactly 100% sure on that, to be fair. Now, there's also this rumor about the new agent, another one they're bringing in called Architect, or that's the code name. Usually it has a different real name, but thought it was worth mentioning regardless. Now, Xander confirms he signed a deal. We don't really know where as it stands. We do have Psycho in the replies, of course, the GM or like vice president of esports over at M80 saying, gonna miss you, bro, could be bait, because, you know, Xander was linked to 100 Thieves briefly, linked to like Cloud9 and stuff briefly, but that doesn't necessarily seem to be the case anymore. So we'll discuss in a second where Xander could be ending up here, but definitely intrigued to your perspective on that one in the comments section below. There's also this from FaZe. I mean, they've done it again. We know that FaZe are just hemorrhaging money right now, and they've basically just dropped their entire Game Changers team. I think there's Game Changer stuff happening quite soon, but they've decided, you know what, we're going to call it a day. So yeah, I don't know what FaZe's plan is for the near future here, because I don't know if they're going to be returning to Challengers Tier 2. Some of the salaries that the Tier 2 players are commanding are quite significant, to be fair. So I don't know if they're going to be able to get away with that again. So we'll see what they decide to do. But yeah, their Game Changers team, they're out of there. And this might be the end of their run in VALORANT, to be fair. We'll see if they return to Tier 2. But of course, they're not the organization that acquired the guys formerly of the Guard. And here we go, from G2 officially confirmed as of yesterday that the boys are getting there. G2 were meant to be in franchising initially, let's not forget. They were very close. The Carlos thing happens. They got rejected. The decision was changed, of course, and G2 got rejected from the partnership situation, but now the tables have significantly turned. Of course, Riot had to agree to G2 being the new team, but also teams had to kind of, in some sense, bid for the services of the Guard players. And this is the thing, that the players on the Guard who won Ascension are genuinely in a better position, kind of in terms of contract negotiations, than at the world champions in Evil Geniuses, who in Demon 1's case, seem to be stuck in something of a contract jail, where they might want to leave, they could definitely get more money elsewhere, but yet EG say, we're not going to sell you for unless it's an outrageous buyout. And therefore, Demon 1 and Ethan and potentially others are kind of stuck on EG. Whereas the Guard players that won Ascension are actually in a pretty good spot, because now they can sign for any organization they want. G2 came along, they've offered the money, and that's what's going to happen. So Riot's backtracked on this. It's good to see that they changed their mind on it and we actually got the right resolution, because there was a belief early on. Obviously, we had the confirmation right from Riot that they weren't going to allow a new team into the league. They'd say that, oh, the Guard have rejected it, so we're going to say no. The entire community, of course, was in uproar about that. And then they were like, all right, we'll consider it if the players bring us a sensible, you know, an organization that actually makes sense. It also wasn't clear whether they would have to keep all 5 players or whether they would be able to just keep 3 or 4. But it turns out that, well, they've kept 4 in this case. Tex is gone. We think he's going to NRG, but we're not really sure. We also think we know the replacement here for G2. But this is now a done deal. Their coach, of course, is coming along as well. Trent, Valin, Jonah P, Net, as expected. That's the new G2 team going forward. Of course, Shazam is still kind of part of G2, right? As, you know, content creator over there. He did say that he's not really looking to be and probably won't be part of this roster going forwards, but maybe there's still some small outside chance. There is also, they did do some of their announcements like under a tree, and we do also have this tree on the right-hand side here, so what I'm trying to say is that their theoretical 5th player is going to be Leaf, right? And if you look at some of their content announcing this stuff, I mean, okay, you got the tree in the background. Maybe I'm thinking about this too much, right? But maybe there's something in there that was kind of teasing Leaf is going to be the 6th man or the 5th man of their roster, right? With Josh Artees, of course, going into the coaching role. So we'll see if that's what they confirm. But yeah, the Guard guys joining G2. It's good for the scene this has actually happened, right? With Gentle Mate, of course, in EMEA, Bleed Esports out in the Pacific. actually having an 11th team. And also, let's not forget, G2 have some pretty tasty rivalries with some of the teams in the Americas, such as, let's say, Sentinels. And, well, they made that quite clear yesterday as well in some of the content they did surrounding this announcement. So good to see G2 back in the Americas League, and hopefully these guys will be looking really good. I mean, we were always wondering last season, how good would the Guard be compared to the franchise teams? Valin, we think, was being considered heavily by Sentinels to be their new IGL. They've gone for John QT instead, so Valin decided to stay. Trent, let's not forget, he had offers in the VCT last year. He probably had offers again this year. He's decided to say no, sticking with his boys, staying on G2. It's a great story. It's somewhat of a shame that there's no Tex here, but to be honest, I'm quite happy that even there's 4 of the 5 players, because there was initially some concerns that, well, if they all take their own offers to go elsewhere, there won't be, well, there might be 3 of them stay, and maybe that's enough to keep the spot as a team, formerly of the Guards, but keeping 4, I think is pretty nice. And it was a big question last year, where would they stand up in the Americas League? That Guards team, would they have been 5th best? Would they have been 4th best? Would they have been 8th, 9th, 10th best? I don't know. But we're going to have a decent idea to see that this season, where they stand out of the 11. And they're probably going to be rather good. Now, speaking of South America quickly, there's a lot of drama really with, well, especially Leviathan, but also MIBR. These are supposedly all the players that MIBR have trialed. Now, we'll get back to Pank actually in a second, but they've trialed pretty much everyone under the sun, and I don't know what decision they're going to make, but it's going to be interesting. Now, before we get to Flynn's spreadsheet, there was also a rumour that Pank, so this is a player formerly of the Union, controversial player, as we know. Lots of difficult history with this guy, and there was a good reason why. A lot of the fans wanted this guy and this team, the Union, to lose during the Ascension tournament, which eventually they did. So there was some rumours that he's having trials with Leviathan, and as Nismo says, I don't understand how this guy is able to compete in right games, or why would any org even want this guy? Now, the belief is that probably this isn't going to happen, at least according to the spreadsheet and some of the other rumours. Pank has been removed, according to this one, from consideration with Crew Esports. If he is in conversations with Leviathan, it's not particularly clear, so I don't think that's really going to be happening, and I kind of doubt that Riot would be happy to give this guy a spot in the league anyway. So, you know, and things do tend to require league approval. So a couple of tweaks on this one. Firstly, like Fraud from Loud being removed in that kind of head coaching role, it seems. There's also a couple of changes with MIBR. I mean, again, they're trialing everybody under the sun. But Havoc has now increased in likelihood with Leviathan, even though there was something from Leviathan's CEO that kind of implied that it's not going to happen. Havoc isn't coming in, and that implies that he might go to Loud instead. So we're not really sure what's going on there, but Havoc is meant to be touted as the Aspas replacement from that region. Loud makes the most sense, but Leviathan are apparently going to try and get Aspas and Loud, or Aspas and Havoc, sorry, from under Loud's nose. So there's that happening as well. Also in EMEA, just a couple of tweaks here really, mainly around the Na'Vi situation, because Zaipan and Doom Bros have both increased in likelihood, pretty much implying that yes, it's probably just going to be Zaipan, Shao, Angel, Sugetsu, Doom Bros as the coach, Artist now coming in instead of CNED, and CNED still linked to Liquid, linked to Foot Esports. Those seem to be the most likely things as it stands. Now, before we close out the video, we've got to talk about this drama that was going down between Wardell and Tarik, really. Now, look, if you guys are familiar with Wardell, even from the CSGO days, you won't be surprised by some of these activities, but if you guys aren't familiar with this guy, so there was this account that a while ago was talking about, oh, I just hit a clip, and it's just blatant stream sniping, and a lot of the pros said, well, you know, how is this not how is this not a bannable offense to blatantly be stream sniping, which is, you know, as good as cheating, and actually bragging about it and revealing things on stream and on, I mean, you can see here that part during the clip, he alt tabs out to watch Sabrosa's stream and is just taking the mick, really. Now, this player also has another account, it seems, who goes by something like Kitty Meow Meow and was playing with Wardell in this game. Now, Tarik was on the other team here, and Tarik actually asked the question to Wardell, like, is your Reyna calling out? Is he stream sniping? And Wardell says, no, don't know what you're talking about, nothing like that going on. Whereas in reality, Wardell was in a call with this guy, in a Discord call, and yeah, was getting all the info. So yeah, not particularly good competitive integrity here from a highly regarded player.
Back to location. Tarik's aiming you. Don't snitch.
Here. Creepy, hold it. Someone is mid.
So as Scott Robertson kind of breaks down, Q's with a known stream sniper who starts sniping Tarik, lies to the stream, and Tarik, when asked about it, says the whole team was sniping after and blames Tarik for not streaming with a delay. And then I think he just deleted these VODs and just kind of pretended it didn't happen. So yeah, not really a great look, and I do think that Riot has to think about these stream sniping situations because it does ruin ranked on this level, and, you know, there's no question about it. It's a big problem in the space, and, you know, especially players of Wardell's caliber doing something like this, you know, kind of legitimizes it to other people, and, you know, it should be considered more so cheating than it is, especially when people are so blatant about it. I think there's something that Riot needs to consider doing, take an action against these guys to disincentivize this being the case going forwards. But very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.